Hello, Cleveland Browns fans. Let's get straight to the point. The latest news has every fan's heart racing. Stay tuned because we're diving into the changes that are shaping our team and what we can expect in the next steps of this exciting journey among the Cleveland Browns free agents this offseason. No name resonates as strongly as Nick Chubb's. The running back, who has been one of the team's cornerstones in recent years, now faces a crucial moment in his career, surrounded by uncertainty and expectations. Nick Chubb's journey with the Browns began in 2018 when he was selected in the second round of the NFL Draft. Coming from the University of Georgia, Chubb had already demonstrated exceptional talent in college football, but had faced challenges with injuries before entering the professional league. Upon joining the Browns, he initially played behind veterans Carlos Hyde and Duke Johnson. However, it didn't take long for Chubb to stand out. Even in his rookie season, he showcased his impressive skills, rushing for 996 yards and scoring 8 touchdowns, proving he was ready to be the team's primary backfield weapon. The year 2021 marked a high point in his journey with the Browns. Recognizing his importance, the team offered Chubb a 3-year contract extension worth $36.6 million. This deal solidified his status as one of the league's best and highest-paid running backs. From that point on, Chubb continued delivering consistent performances, earning the respect of fans, teammates, and analysts alike. However, the 2023 season brought challenges no one could have predicted. In Week 2, during a crucial game, Chubb suffered a devastating injury, tearing his medial collateral ligament, MCL, and damaging his anterior cruciate ligament, ACL. The severity of the injury sidelined him for the season, and his absence was deeply felt by the team. Without his dominant presence, the Browns' ground game lost efficiency, directly impacting the team's offensive performance. Chubb's recovery was slow and meticulous. He began the 2024 season on the physically unable to perform PUP list, but his determination to return never wavered. Finally, on October 20th, he made his long-awaited comeback against the Cincinnati Bengals. The emotion of seeing him back on the field was palpable for both fans and his teammates. However, the journey back to his dominant form proved harder than many had anticipated. Throughout the 2024 season, Chubb struggled to find his rhythm. The numbers reflected his battle to regain his old form. He accumulated 102 carries for 332 yards, averaging 3.3 yards per attempt, a significant drop compared to previous seasons, where he consistently surpassed 5.0 yards per carry. Additionally, he scored only 3 rushing touchdowns and 1 receiving touchdown, adding 5 receptions for 31 yards. Another notable statistic was his single fumble, a rare misstep in his otherwise reliable career. The situation became even more complicated in Week 15 when Chubb suffered a foot fracture, prematurely ending his season once again. This new setback raised further doubts about his durability and ability to return to peak performance. For a player who had already undergone significant knee surgeries, the prospect of another prolonged recovery is concerning. Now, the Browns face a difficult decision. Nick Chubb has always been seen as the heart and soul of the team, not only for his on-field abilities, but also for his leadership and work ethic. His resilience and dedication have earned him the admiration of everyone around him. However, football is an unforgiving sport, and an NFL running back's longevity is notoriously short. General Manager Andrew Berry has already indicated that Chubb will likely test the free agent market, though the Browns intend to keep communication open for potential negotiations. The lingering question is, what will Chubb's market value be? At his peak, he would undoubtedly command a lucrative, long-term contract, making him one of the league's highest-paid running backs. However, after a season marred by injuries and inconsistent performances, that possibility seems increasingly distant. For Chubb, the best option might be to accept a short-term contract filled with performance-based incentives. Such a deal would allow him to prove he can still be one of the league's best while providing financial protection for the team should injuries remain an issue. On the other hand, there's a chance he may seek a fresh start with another franchise, where he can rebuild his reputation and career. Regardless of the outcome, Nick Chubb's journey is a testament to perseverance and talent. His story, marked by highs and lows, reflects the reality faced by many athletes in the NFL. For Browns fans, the hope remains that he can overcome this latest obstacle and return to the field with the same energy and skill that made him a star. The coming months will be crucial in determining Chubb's and the Browns' future. In the meantime, fans eagerly await how this story will continue to unfold. The Cleveland Browns continue to maintain a firm public stance on the retention of defensive end Myles Garrett, but that hasn't stopped speculation about a possible trade from gaining traction behind the scenes in the NFL. Garrett, one of the most talented and productive defensive players in the league, remains a highly coveted asset, and the Browns' resistance to moving him has not been enough to quell the growing interest from multiple franchises. Recent reports from ESPN's Jeremy Fowler indicate that internal league sources have expressed skepticism about Cleveland's rigid position. Some believe that, faced with a sufficiently attractive offer, such as multiple first-round draft picks, the Browns might reconsider their stance. This perception has fueled the hopes of several teams aiming to acquire Garrett, despite the team's public denials. The financial complexity of a potential trade is also a crucial factor in this story. Should Cleveland decide to trade Garrett before June 1st, they would face a significant $36.2 million dead cap hit. This amount represents a heavy burden for any team, especially considering the importance of maintaining financial flexibility for future roster moves. On the other hand, a post-June 1st trade would allow that impact to be spread over 2 seasons, making the transaction more feasible. Another point of tension in this narrative is Garrett's own desire. The player formally requested a trade in February, frustrated with the direction of the franchise and possibly seeking new opportunities in a more competitive environment. Additionally, according to Cleveland.com's Mary Kay Cabot, Garrett has shut down any possibility of negotiating a contract extension, increasing the uncertainty about his future in Cleveland. The Browns' leadership, however, remained steadfast. General Manager Andrew Berry was adamant in January that he would not consider trading Garrett, even in the face of the prospect of receiving multiple first-round picks. This stance was reiterated by head coach Kevin Stefanski during the NFL Scouting Combine, emphasizing Garrett's importance to the team's long-term plans. Garrett, for his part, continues to deliver high-level performances, solidifying his reputation as one of the league's best pass rushers. In each of the past 7 seasons, he has posted impressive sack numbers, including 14 in 2024 alone. His consistency and game-changing ability have made him a perennial Defensive Player of the Year candidate, further enhancing his value. Given this backdrop, interest from other teams remains strong. Deanna Rossini of The Athletic reported that the Philadelphia Eagles are among the teams closely monitoring the situation with a real approach toward acquiring Garrett. Other franchises also maintain consistent contact, waiting for any sign of a shift in Cleveland's position. Beyond the sporting perspective, Garrett's departure would also impact the Browns' locker room dynamic. As one of the team's key defensive leaders, he exerts influence not only on the field, but also within the locker room. His presence is vital to team morale and cohesion, especially for a defensive unit that relies heavily on his production and intensity. On the other hand, the prospect of a trade also brings intriguing strategic implications. Should the Browns decide to part with Garrett in exchange for multiple draft picks, they could accelerate a potential rebuild or bolster weak positions with promising young talent. This approach, while risky, could yield long-term benefits depending on the quality of the acquired picks. With the offseason still unfolding, Garrett's situation remains one of the most debated topics in NFL circles. Cleveland's resistance is clear, but external pressure and the financial and personal factors involved make this a case far from resolved. The coming weeks will be crucial in determining whether Garrett will continue wearing a Browns uniform or embark on a new chapter with another team. Meanwhile, Cleveland fans await developments with bated breath, aware that their star defender's potential departure would mark a significant turning point for the franchise's ambitions. Regardless of the outcome, Myles Garrett's saga has already emerged as one of the offseason's most compelling stories, with the potential to reshape the league's landscape in the years to come. Stay updated on everything happening with the Cleveland Browns and keep informed about the latest news. Subscribe to the channel to receive all updates directly and make sure you don't miss any important details.